we're reading. Turn that on. Oh boy, yeah, like, my lord, my audio is just fucked. Oh boy. I didn't even mess with my audio and just go ahead. No. Screw you. Okay, so hopefully it's not too loud. I hope. Huh? The good old bulletin board with the all too familiar white sheet of paper. This time I have to look at the name to know who my opponent is. The moment I walked in, I saw I was assaulted by a murderous aura associated with the man. Ah, good. His cold, callous eyes radiate a predatory gaze. None of the other masters tried to intimidate me quite like this. My skin prickles like 1,000 invisible needles have struck my nape of my neck and my chest. You're not flinching. You've improved. That will make wizards so special. They get extreme progress in a short amount of time. As the man walks towards me, the air grows oppression with each step until I can hardly breathe. But that ends now. He whispers in my ear as he passes close enough to touch my shoulder. The world, the Holy Grail, will be Leo's. There will be no deviation from this course. Unable to look, unable to breathe, I wait for the malevolent presence to slowly fade as he walks away. Well now, you don't look so put up. As powerful as he is, you've won the same number of rounds. You're not the same person you were in the first round. You've gotten me to use much of my power. Archer's brow is furrowed. Or am I that undependable? Or I thought my actions had lived up to your expectations. My servant appears to be sulking. Never mind. Now's not the time for chit-chat. To be honest with you, this fight is 70% his. But you've made much progress. Don't shirk your training, and you might win this yet. Julius, the totally not edgelord incarnate, based solely on clothes alone. The best part is that he, at the beginning of the game, he imitates Kuzuki. You know, the edgelord from Fate Stay Night. As soon as I arrive in the nurse's office, I tell Rin about my next opponent. When I tell her that my next opponent is Julius, her expression becomes grim.
So,
I see, you are paired with him after all. He's the Harway's family's hatchet man, an assassin who only strikes from the shadows. He's a more formidable opponent than even Leo, and has killed many of my fellow insurgents. As a master, he is a polar opposite. Show any empathy, and you're good as dead. For all the foreboding sense of death sends the chill racing down my spine. To be blunt, even if I'm not nearly experienced as he is, also life means nothing to him. Things might confound most people won't work on it, and I'll do what I can to help you. After all, I've pretty much healed. I have nothing better to do anyway. Anyway, try not to get killed. It's totally hopeless. I'm sure we'll have to figure something out to give you an edge. Hey, terminal! Cipher key has been generated. But myself recalling Julius's hollow, vacant stare. My opponent is a real assassin. One mistake, and I might as well cut my own throat and save him the trouble of doing it for me. But I can't worry about that now. I have to go to the arena and find out why my first trigger. What, these supplies? Here, take this. Try not to waste it. Magic crystal sphere. Oh dear. I tried to tidy up. Tosaka yelled at me. I'm worried she'll chase away all the other masters who use the nurse's office. Also, nice thing, she is literally... Rinzi's claimed the beds of the nurse's office as her own. She's so territorial. Alright. Generally... Week 5. Oh yes, the week event that... Week 5 will actually probably be pretty quick, to be honest, because well, you'll see. The look in his eyes troubles me. No, I'm letting my imagination run wild, but I will act as your shield if I need be. Let's go. Green entrance, should I head inside? Yes, let's head inside! Human existence is filled with unimaginable despair, but still the whole of humanity fails to see this. In its obsidian darkness, the illumination will come. An enemy? No, it's just my imagination. I have a bad feeling. Let's proceed, but with caution. Also, just to tease you, there's the trigger. Just to tease you, it's right there. The familiar black cloak strides into my field of vision. There's no mistaking that form, that gaze. None other than Julie, but even though we're in the arena, there's no sign of his servant. What could this... I thought I smelled his slithering around, but this is strange. Where's your servant? Or are you just taking a little stroll through the arena? Wait, don't tell me. Splendid guess. Just a little too slow. What just happened? In the space of a second, the air grew thick. Then I heard the sound of a thud, as if something big hit the floor. But there was nothing there. There's no mistaking. Archer has collapsed on the floor. I couldn't see the enemy. It's over. Let's go. Not satisfied. Do you want to slice up their heads too? No, there's no need. I've hit their heart, which is enough, but... Yeah, that's enough. They're as good as dead. I see. Then let's go. Maybe it was just my imagination, but Julius barely glanced at me before walking off. Julius turned from me, melting back dimly lit passage like some kind of apparition. That voice must have belonged to Julius' servant. He said something pretty ominous. They're as good as dead. Archer isn't moving. And that's game over. It's been nice reading for you. I can't think of anything terrible sight. A strong, capable servant is lying helpless on the floor. We just came on the wrong side of a surprise attack. I can't believe what I'm seeing. This can't be real. It's a dream, right? No, I can't wake up from this dream. It's real. What happened? His invisibility is so total that he didn't give off any presence until he was on me. The enemy servant is an assassin? The way he erased his presence didn't seem like thaumaturgy. Archer's haltingly get up. Clear that he is worse for wear. I'm sorry, Master. I won't blame you for thinking that I'm useless now. Unconscious. Once more. Archer. Seeing that I'm safe, Archer sighs and release and collapses again. I have to fix my servant as soon as possible. Amusing enough, that's pretty accurate to what his servant is. Sorry, this is my fault. Archer clutches his chest, just keeping his composure through the pain is causing beads of sweat to form on his brow. I'm eating crow now, telling you to be vigilant against surprise attacks in the arena. No, this is my fault. Julius known he was better master than me, so he could get away with lying about not attacking us in the preparation period. Julius is wrong about one thing. His tactics shouldn't change in relation to his opponent's level. He should have wiped us out at the start instead of toying with us. I'm highly doubt I can get my magic circuits functioning properly before the elimination battle. But that doesn't mean I can't fight. I'll keep doing what I do best. You just keep your own safety in mind. It seems to take all Archer's energy just to draw the breath to speak those words. He still wants to fight. If that's what he wants, I can't bring myself to argue with him. His iron determination isn't in the sense of pride of heroic spirit, but from his deep devotion to the one who commands him. I have to be at least as earnest as Archer, and I have to find a way out of this predicament. Sadly, he is not. Assassin. I haven't processed yesterday's events yet. Archer fell asleep yesterday in the private room, but it's morning and my servant isn't awake yet. That's a problem. Looking at my servant, the word Julius's invisible servant taught me. Death is inescapable. Death. Is Archer going to die? The strong, wise servant who's always offended the stupid me might really die. As much as my heart wants to deny it, my brain can't. Archer sucks in labored breath, but doesn't awaken. I have to do something. Knowing that I have to do something doesn't mean I know what to do. When I rush out of the room to collect my thoughts, I run into a concerned look Rick. Morning. Oh, it's you, Rin. Good morning. I absentmindedly reply.
どうしたの?
What kind of greeting is that? Anyway, you don't look too good. Did something happen? Rin's worried tone jumpstarts my adult mind and processing things again. First thing I notice is that my face is stiff with worry. Belatedly, I turn and greet Rin with a smile. I'm glad to see you, but about. Yeah, I'm fine. I've gotten enough rest now. Now it's you I'm worried about. What happened? I mean, I lost my servant already. I told you I'd help you. Rin did in fact say that. Did she really mean it? To make me repeat myself. Yes, I meant it. I'm fighting now. If it's like between you or Leo getting the Holy Grail, I'm siding with you. Got any complaints? I don't have any objections. In fact, I'm really grateful that I could draw a master as strong as Rin. Okay, just don't ask again. I don't want Leo to get the Grail, so I'm helping you to win. Not about partnership, right? Alright then. Let me borrow your computer terminal. I hand her my terminal. Rin mutters a couple things and terminal blinks. What did she do? I linked your terminal with mine. Now we should be able to communicate even when you're in the arena. Cool, the ability to communicate at any time is reassuring. Rin smiles a bit when I thank her. It's not a big deal, okay? Anyway, I don't sense your servant. What's up with that? That's right. That's right, Rin may know a way to revive Archer. But your servant was attacked by Julie. Is your servant going to be okay? When I told her my servant is still asleep in a private room, Rin ruminates for a moment. Your servant is still asleep in your private room. I'll take you there. I may know a way to revive your injured servant. Definitely not saying no to that. I'm not currently in accompanied Rin to my private room. Archer should still be asleep in there. This is some type of new virus? No. More like energy that has been unwilled. Tainted blood. This is a lot worse than I thought. It's like a tornado upended all the magic circuits in your body. Meaning the conduits that provide magic from you to your servant no longer function properly. The check's getting lost in the mail, so to speak. A servant's body is sustained by the flow of magic from their master. Without master, they fade. Your servant is sustaining their own bodies and their own magic reserves right now. Which, to be fair, Archer has independent action, so he could probably do it for a little while. But Zeus is fine, unless you support live math resumes that only lasts a few more days. Okay, I grasp the situation. I'll compose a plan of action, so come to see me on the rooftop later. Rin leaves the room, the same look on her face solo. Frustration at my powerlessness well with every time I see Archer in pain, but I accompany by the urge for me to get help fast. With Rin's help, this evening, I'll form a plan of action. Accione! It's been hours since I spoke with Rin about it. Maybe she's found a way to help my servant. I guess I should have to the rooftop. Okay. Oh, I see you're in fine health. Are you alone? Wherever might your servant be? I twirl around to find the source of the voice, but there's no one. I don't sense anyone. But no mistaking that was the voice of Julius' servant. In other words, the malicious and unknown man incapacitated Archer yesterday. Just hearing the sound of his voice petrifies me, makes me break out in cold sweat. Try to flee, but my body rejects that command. There's no need to be so tense. I merely happen to take a leisurely stroll on my own. So he's saying if Julius isn't there commanding him to do it, he isn't interested in fighting me. Why such a surprise? I'm not here savage to deal death when there is no need. Although I do applaud that you've learned to be more cautious after your fight with Julius. He and I are kindred spirits, but I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I killed as often as him. And he laughs heartedly. I get the impression he is not the unrestrained killer Julius is. Listen, I only kill one person every fight. That means just only one person will unequivocally die. But it seems your servant still lives. Take pride in that servant, O great Magus, who evaded my fist, if only for an instant. It's a pity that I will have to be forced to kill an opponent I've enjoyed more than any before. A pity. Maybe Julius' servant isn't the mad hellhound I thought he was. Then maybe he'd be willing to heal injured Archer. Stay your request. As much like to assist you, my fists bring only destruction. My fists are murderous things, only able to rend the flesh and break the bones of the human body. The number that survive is 0, so as you see, I am no honorable warrior, just an executioner. So you must aid your servant with your own hands, if I am to have an enjoyable fight. Good day. then I enthusiastically anticipate you and your servant's eventual retaliation. After those last words, the air suddenly less tense. Just leave. Anyway, right now there's no sense of standing around and wallowing in my own powerlessness. To the third floor! Up we go. Also, I forget. I'm level 25. Okay. Sorry about making come all the way up way here, but I'm pretty much stuck here now for now. To put it bluntly, Archer's remaining magic is at less than 10% of normal. If they don't get an infusion of magic soon, they'll be essentially dead by the end of tomorrow. Dead by tomorrow? Whatever the what can I do before tomorrow comes? How can I supply them with magic? But don't panic just yet. All we need to do is find them a temporary supply of magic. I can tell Rin is confident in her knowledge. If she knows a way to do this, I'm all for it.
So,
That's so. Alright then, let's do it. I should probably let you know what's going to happen. For a moment, Rin looks down, but continues as if she's come to a decision. For a short time, I'll send magic to Archer. As a former master, this shouldn't be a problem. Rin will be using her own powers. It seems really unfathomable. I wonder if she can really do it. Honestly, even after hearing what she plans to do, I can't begin to imagine how it will work. Yeah, of course it will. It'll be a cakewalk, that's right, it'll be nothing. My connection will run through your servant. But that's just a matter of schematics and such. Rin pats herself on the cheeks repeatedly as if to psych herself up. It may seem like a big deal and all, but now is definitely not the time for hesitation. So what do you need me to do? First, you need to head to the arena. Find an area that'll be easy to hack into, and then set this up. Bypass circuit. As she says this, she hands me a black cube, and this is something that will hopefully bypass the arena security and allow me to send magic there. For now, head inside of the arena. I'll fill you in on the details once you're there. I'm glad I spoke with Rin. I'm sure everything will turn out okay somehow. For now, I better head to the arena like Rin said. Let me just grab this before we're gonna need it. Let's go. Coin. It'll be deleted in 2 days. Back to the first floor with us! Though my appearance may not be imposing, because my duties planning on entering the arena alone, but Archer would have noticed immediately. It's obvious that my servant is in no condition to fight effectively, if at all. However, I have no choice but to have them join me. The fact is that if I enter the arena alone, I wouldn't last a minute. The 5th round has arrived, the Archer they would fight injuries and all. Knowing the consequences of my actions, I asked them fight alongside me anyway. Of course, you probably expected nothing less from the one you fought alongside with. Where I'm at, but before, you didn't have any gravitas to make such a hard decision. Now that our path is set, let's go. I will defeat anyone foolish enough to stand in our way. Looks like you got into the arena. Okay, I'll instruct on what you want to do, so listen carefully. Like I said earlier, find a weak point in the arena's firewall and set up bypass it. I'll guide you along, so please listen to my transmissions. Yeah, go along. That, and when I connect myself to the Holy Grail with the bypass circuit, I'll link with you. It's inadvertent, but so it's not like I'm trying to peep at your files or anything. Whatever Rin needs to do, she has my permission. If I want to carry out Rin's plan, I'll need to avoid contact with the enemy. There we go. As you may have noticed, yeah, Archer is shit right now. I'm gonna try to avoid fighting shit right now, because it's just not worth it. To protect the berries. Right here. Okay, you reached a good spot for hacking. The portable terminal has caught the signal. Give me a moment and I'll analyze it for more detail if it's a suitable location for a bypass circuit. It's all you, Rin. Response quickly. Okay, it checks out. Right there, that's the best place to set a bypass circuit. Alright, I've created a channel between myself and the Holy Grail that maintains the arena. She whispers something. I'll transfer the hacking code from my terminal. I won't know for sure until I try it out. But it seems the bypass circuit is up and running. You're done. You can return whenever you finish your other stuff. We'll continue this at the school. No sooner should have I replied in acknowledgement when aura of death suddenly sent chills through my body. I whirl around at sea. I think your victory declaration may have been premature. Julius. Our prey is running free when they should be rotting. What is this? Did you take mercy on them? No, not at all. I'd say they were just good enough to evade with the full force of my strike. I see. And this time let's be sure to leave the corpses. My servant is in any condition to fight properly. But we have no choice but to defend ourselves. I never win. Challenging this fierce opponent while my servant's exhausted like this? I need to escape somehow, but facing your harshest of all masters I've encountered so far. He and his servant are like a pair of hawks who would only revel in swooping down their fleeing prey. I have to prepare for the worst. I'm going to perform a forced withdrawal. Accompanying Bryn's voice, blinding like it comes shooting out from my terminal. Yeet! No sooner does I hear Bryn's voice does the light expand around me. My vision goes white, all my senses are stuffed out. The bright light forces me to clench my eyes shut as I give my body over to the strong gravitational pull. The spiritrons that make up my body are compressed to a single point and removed from the arena. My consciousness condenses, like two dimensions becoming one, and then traveling to a far beyond. In the strange time-space. Damn, her files are flowing in. I hear Rin's voice. I have to cut the connection quickly. What is this? Her voice wavers, as if she's shocked she can hardly speak. No way, her body is missing? She softly moves a searing truth. Oh, this was what I meant by the week being quick, because we barely go through the arena. I wonder how long I've been out. The last thing I remember from yesterday's Julius's attack and being swallowed by light. Still dazed, I moved my head some. It appears my motor skills are intact and my body's okay. I'm sore all over, but I'm still alive. I sit up and open my eyes. Morning, miss. Good thing you finally woke up. Things got pretty dicey in there. You've been asleep ever since the imposed withdrawal. Checking my portable terminal, I see that a day has passed. Rin ejected me from the arena when Julius attacked. I've been asleep from the shock ever since, I guess. You're lucky he attacked in there. Elsewhere, an imposed withdrawal would have been difficult to perform. A silver lining in a dark cloud, I suppose. That's right, but the bypass circuit. Is it in progress? The bypass circuit is providing satisfactory influx, so I should be able to supply magic. What a relief. It's pure luck that Ren found a way to heal Archer just in time. Okay, can you close your eyes for a second? So I do as I'm told. Don't open them until I say. I imagine, or is Rin really close by? Suddenly, there's a soft touch against my lips. Another procedure by my servant with magic. Alright, calm down, me. Okay, you can open your eyes. My heart is still racing, but my temperature's too high. What am I so nervous about? Rin grumbles to herself. But there's some sort of problem. It's nothing. It's nothing even remotely like a problem occurring at the moment. Just now I read a program that interrupts the contractual bond between you and your servant. I should now be able to supply magic to your servant directly from myself. That soft sensation still lingers on my lips. When I look at Rin, she blushes and looks away. I swear you are so dense. Well, everything in order to supply servant with magic. I'll perform the treatment, so you just come by the nurse's office this evening. This isn't right. I can't help leaving everything up to Rin. There's like at all I could do to help. I said I'd do it. That's fine. And considering I have to do, it might be even more embarrassing. I mean, leave this one to me. Just go putz around the library or something. And absolutely do not peek inside the nurse's office. Don't peek. She probably doesn't want distractions while she's working. I should do as I say and wait until the evening. I wonder how long it's been Rin took Archer down to the nurse's office. According to the time on my terminal, not all that much time has passed. I wonder if my anxiety comes from being in the middle of a war zone without my closest ally by my side. I guess I'll go to the library and wait around until she contacts me. Or maybe I should head straight to the nurse's office. Basically, we're going to be a bad person just so you guys can see what happens when you're a bad person. Oh, first order instructor. Oh, hello there, miss. As soon as Rin showed up, I was unceremoniously shown the door. I wonder what she's up to. I could get fired for this. How am I supposed to do my job out here? Then I'm told to stay. I'm Archer's master, but I can't help but be worried. God, what should I do? I better see what's going on. The noise is clear. As a master, welfare of my servant should always come first. As I put my hand on the door, I feel a slight shock, as if it was plugged into a socket. I crack the door open and peer inside. You know the procedures for a temporary contract. Okay then, let's just get this over with. When then? How can you be so open to this? Wait a second, how in the hell do you know so much about thaumaturgy in the first place? I can't really see anything. What is going on in there? I open the door a bit more. It opens an incredible fragrance from my senses. The scent is impossible to define. It somehow stimulates every fiber of my being. All of a sudden, what could possibly be? When you're peeking it. As you're flushing the goes down, I think to the floor, my mind totally blank. I must set up an incredibly powerful trap, but for an instant I saw a naked, slender leg. I told you to stay out. If you peek it again, I swear I'll wipe every last memory of yours. Her anger washed over me like a wave. All I could think about was her leg and other... Nope, better not to dwell on that. The next time I peek, it will probably be the end of being fatal. So I guess I'll go kill Diamond Larry instead. Look, this game is teen. They can't do any more than that. I think I'll prowl the library until I hear from Rin. It's best to make the time of what still remains. I come bookshelf for more information. The presence of some unforeseen person distracts me. Oh, hello. Sources of the voice could only be Leo. I wonder what he wants from me. I've come to bid you farewell, as I and it's part of my brother. His brother? He's talking about Julius. Oh, you didn't know. He and I are step-brothers. Of course, that had something to do with his participation in the Holy Grail War. His only reason for here is to protect the next head of the Harway family. I wonder what he means by bid you farewell. There's no way you win. With that in mind, I wanted to farewell before your inevitable demise. Damn, the balls on this kid. Our skill levels may be different, but I have no intention of just rolling over and dying. Something that can't be overcome with strength of will. My brother is simply too skilled for you to defeat. That may be true, but even you can't predict how our battle will end. There are no absolutes, especially in this world. Yes, I suppose you were right. There are no guarantees, even for him. I have no arguments to offer. Leo gives a little nod, as if appreciation of the limits his mortals face. But I don't think his nod was for me. It was for his brother, Julius. If heaven sides against my brother, he is not one to fight it. However, discussion for another time. In this case, I believe my brother will be victorious. But should he be defeated then? It would be obvious that it would be a result of bad luck, or perhaps he had no luck at all. Why is he so pragmatic about possible deaths of his own brother? Why wouldn't Leo wish for Julius to claim victory? No, I would never go so low that wished for victory of any kind. That is not the way of kings. As heartless as this may sound, my brother's victory or defeat will be no consequence to me. His efforts will be self-serving. If the effort does not benefit his lord, then it has no meaning. More to the point, his victory here will mean nothing, for I will be the sole survivor of this war. Eventually, he will die by my hand. Why then would I wish for his success in the preceding rounds? Although there is some consolation to be found, be it in the fact he will have died for a purpose. My brother will be the foundation which I build my rule, from which masses will benefit greatly. So this is how Leo thinks. These are the true thoughts of the one who are ordained to rule the world. My business with you has now come to an end, so if you excuse me, I must be going. I've been meaning a serious conversation with you for some quite time now. As long as you believe to survive until the end, farewells made now will be premature. We will probably meet again, should the chance present itself. And as he appeared, the sound of its footsteps managed to convey his regal bearing. I didn't need Leo to point out how much more skilled Julius is at combat than me. However, I have no intention of giving up. After all, I'm not in this alone. Finish magic restoration. Archer should be fine. Come meet me on the first floor. To the first floor! Yes, yeah, I'm finished. Just like the terminal said, when I reach the first floor, Rin is waiting for me. My servant is behind it. Oh, you got here early. What's going on? Archer seems a little off. I mean, he isn't a form of sarcasm, but maybe something happened during the healing process. There weren't any problems. I was surprised how smoothly it went. Turns out we were very compatible. There is no longer any obstacle preventing us from fighting. I'm sorry I worried you, Master. As you can see, my magic circulated correctly again. It took a lot of skill to perform that procedure. Notice how it smells sweet. Maybe I should ask what they did in there for future reference. But, interesting. If you want to know so much, why not ask Archer himself? I don't see a reason to explain what happened. You'd be just as well of making it up. Now I really am curious. I'm curious, but more clueless than before. In any case, Miss, even though you're told not to be, you still were a peeping Tom. How could I not? I'm a master. I care about what happens to my servant. Well, that's what they call it these days. You're lucky the trap didn't catch you if you'd gone in. Your electronic blade could have exploded. That trap was meant for the enemy, not you. It's pretty scary. I'm glad I didn't interrupt her. Well, I ought to thank Bryn. She looks worn out. Well, whatever. It wasn't too much of an imposition. But I am tired. I'll be resting the beginning of the day. I thank Rin and bid say farewell. With a shuffle of her step, she disappears in the hallway. As soon as she leaves, the gravity of the situation returns to me. Julia's servant is strong. There's an overwhelming difference between us. I have to retaliate, or I will become a digital debris. I'm more afraid than it. I figured it breaks well enough not to fall for the same thing again. And we'll prove them very, very wrong. What a bold accusation from one who just crawled out of their grave. Please no. Not the cold rush of death again. By the time his senses revive, Julius has confront me. Right back at you, assassin. Want to hear the interesting thing I've learned about you? In our first fight, I used Ling Kuang technique to release the energy burst. That energy releases flips one's yin and yang energy. It was originally a breathing exercise for healing. You could say it's a fatal influx of chi, which is the calling card of a certain famous Kenpo artist. Yeah, splendid. You see through my move? This need no second strike. How marvelous! My opponent with my fist will crush you into powder and grind you into the earth. This is the joy. It's a cheap liquor that I drink and drink, but never get stated by, right, Julie? If by joy you mean bloodlust, I have no interest. Be brief about your business. How about you, my enemy? You must take some joy in bloodshed. Don't group me in with you. My master and I have no path available than the one of blood. You've been tempted by blood and pulled from your status of master to a lowly assassin. You've landed the blow below the belt. It is true. I've very much strayed from my path. But the dark side is very seductive, as any martial artist instructor knows. Like a snake eating its tail, death is the blood leads to death leads to blood. This is blatant bloodlust. Master, he's going to start something. Are you ready? It's unavoidable. If we don't go on the offensive, we'll die here. Give it all we've got. Hold. If one freezes a Kotomide a single word, coming from him, that single word holds special weight. Now, I'm sure I don't need to tell you this, but fighting on school grounds is prohibited. We were so eager to kill each other, or do it where I won't see. Otherwise, I have to stop you. If you choose to continue, I will be forced to slap you both with a penalty. What shall it be? We don't care, do we, Julius? My interest has waned. Let's go. I don't wish to be saddled with a penalty for ending this weakling. Fair enough. I too wish to avoid a dull fight. Just leave, and his unseen servant follows apparently. You will save this for the arena as well, I take it? That's the venue to vent your passion. With that said, Kotomine leaves. Well, if nothing else, I'm glad my servant is back to normal. Like Kotomine said, we can go back to exploring the arena. There's no time to stand around, and I head to the arena. Let's head on inside, shall we? The arena level is 25, which I'm already at. Our party is close by. Let's wait to see what the up to. I'm just going to speed stuff up because we can. Alright, enemies that you've seen are more likely to use skills now. Necrophobia. Using a break on the first turn. On the second turn. Do you know what this means? Do you know what this means? It's a... There we go. There was only 2 actions they could have potentially done. Would have liked it that your command spell is on you. Also, yeah, reminder that my command spell, by the way, I only have one of them. A punishment. Guard on last, so... Oh shit, I'm first. There we go. Just gonna speed stuff up. Increase my MP. Okay, that's actually something different. Nice job, level 26, let's go! More progress, yes! Good. Money. Good. I like money. Attack it. Whoops. Ether crystal. Magic crystal sphere. Oh. Now then, Liam, gamble your life with the pride of yours. I'll make three strikes in this fight. If you can hit me within that time, you win. Decent terms, yes? You sure about these conditions? You can't change your mind later, you know. Right then, let us begin. Taste the fist of an assassin. There are no match for us. Matrix level 2. So you're grounded. See, Julius? Instead of being warriors, you think that. Managed to survive. Julius the servant was true to his word and only struck back at intervals. But I could easily imagine one of those strikes was direct hit. It could be fatal. Thought he'd be a pro at fight visible foes after her blade, but this is even more advanced. Archer evaded the opponents nicely, but uncertain of where the attack would fall exhausted him. If not for that servant's limitations, we would have been obliterated. The word bell has rung. Lucky for you, I'll stop here. You know, an appropriate venue. Until then, build your strength. After expressing anticipation for future battles, the servant disappears. Julius glances away and follows suit. My apologies, Master, but until we can stop him from limiting his presence, winning will be difficult. Yet Julius the servant possesses a really convenient ability to make himself invisible. Once we identify and eliminate it, we might as well consider victory out of reach. There will be 3 days left of preparation period. In that time, we'll let us demystify his technique. Oh yeah, that's the way. That's the way forward. Nice. Good job, Alex. Ah, look, it's a Nephilim! What does that mean? It's experience time. There we go. Better.
行けるところまで進めばいいさ。
Save state.
強敵が多いようだ。
Ow.
推し進めマスター。 推し進めマスター。 態度はない。推し進めマスター。 らしくなってきたなマスター。
Ow, that was close.
割りが多いでは進むとするか。瞑想とはありがたい。
That's I believe an increase in luck, I think. Stuff. Oh no, it's the only MP recover. It's the slight MP recovery one, which for Archer is okay. It's not great though. For Caster, it's pretty good. Like Caster eventually gets an ability that like allows them to regain mana from fighting, so you can just keep going. That's eventually. You can get it about
いいだろう。
Archer gets hit points back because of independent
先
action.
に進もうマスター。
Grab the trigger before we leave. Power of going through walls.
期待に応えいいだろう。 いい指示だった。
Trigger obtained. Iota.
上出来だ。 怪我はないか、マスター。あまり無理はするな。
Servant's great accomplishment. Now, if we could only see the stupid guy, period. We made the invisible servant visible. We might have a chance of winning. We'll find a way, Master. Second strike isn't needed. An invisible servant. Dan Blackmore's servant cloaked his form. But with this servant, it's fundamentally different. I also got the sense from my fight with Julius that I'm by far the inferior master. Even with Archer's recovered, landing an attack yesterday was a chore and a half. I have to find a way to penetrate that invisibility, or this won't even be a fight. Zangan's cipher key has been generated on the second floor. The turbo buzzes with the cipher key generation notice. Can I correct that invisibility before time runs out? Maybe, but we'll find out. Only on Dragon Ball Z. Seeking by opponents is a basic requirement, I think. Maybe Rin will help me develop a strategy. I'm gonna quickly go into the classroom to see if I can talk with Archer about anything.
中級突破今回の聖杯戦だがコレクタ
Okay, so has yet to do the roof. Big Rin. How things are going? Didn't have magic for now, so there's no problem there. However, my real concern is that Archer blades failed to even reach Julia's servant. Seriously, what's with this miserable look on your face? I guess my fear immediately apparent. Something which annoys Rin even more than usual. Your point being, do you lose your spine somewhere in the arena or something? By her abuse, she listens intently as I describe my enemy's ability to become invisible. At the very least, not being able to see him will make it impossible for my servant to attack him. See why you look dejected. Fighting an enemy you can't see would be impossible. Even Lancer and I would have a seriously tough time with fighting an invisible opponent. There are a few ways he can be hiding, such as camouflage or by means of a spell. Another thing is that being a heroic spirit, they might have a number of unknown abilities. Oh, my eyes hurt. I can't think until I find out exactly what my enemy is doing and how they're doing it. So for now, we should concentrate on finding out how he manages to conceal his presence. Reading the extent she like comes out a contemplative study in regard to his serious look. Her look couldn't be thoughts of Julius. I see pity and puzzlement in her eyes. Is she thinking about me? Did something happen? As I start to ask just what happened, she takes a deep breath, and looks straight at me. Actually, I do know something about you anyway. I wasn't sure if I should share this with you, not, but I figured out you have a right to know. There's no easy way to put this, so I won't try. I tried to find a link to your body. There isn't one. There is nothing on the other end of your link to this place. You can't remember anything because there's nothing for you to remember. For once I understand what her words meant the instant you broke them. At first I thought your connection was just severed, but I turned out to be wrong. Prior to the start of Holy Grail War, not a single log regarding your activities existed. The reason I can't find a link because I have nobody to link to. You aren't human. I see. No words come to mind. Honestly, I'm not too surprised. I suspected as much as already. Right now, I appreciate the fact that this girl took the time to help me find the truth. It's said that NPCs here have recreated records of lived in the past. My theory is that you are one of these NPCs who managed to gain powers associated with the Masters. Some think if you have died in reality, your soul remains behind and you become a cyber ghost. That's why I thought you were an NPC at first. You didn't seem real the way the most Masters do. While I nodded sullen understanding, I still myself the obvious question. Why? Regardless of what I am, I had a feeling this moment of revelation would come. I now know my return. Says, I finally met you, now makes sense to me. This body, this mind, is not human. I'm just a remnant of real life, a packet of data, a collection of ones and zeros. Exactly. Sorry, bearer of bad tidings, but there's nowhere for you to return to. Even if you win the Holy Grail and receive a wish, you'll still be stuck in the Seraph. Unfortunately for you, the words "get out" have absolutely no meaning for you. If you were fighting for survival, you could stop now. After all, you're already dead. I know it's harsh, but better know the truth now rather than suffer for it later. I hope you agree. That's why I needed to tell you this now. So, knowing this, you still have a reason to keep going, to win the Holy Grail? I will end it. I think I finally understand the purpose now. I now know that I have life, only life I will ever have. I don't want this world to be a place where the only way to continue to live is to kill. If I win, the Holy Grail War will end with it. I'm the one who drove Shinji to death, Dan, Alice, and that clown too. The Holy Grail War system does not allow for our coexistence. Therefore, yes, in that case, if it's a system that takes away lives, I should change the system itself with the power of the Holy Grail, which in Fate Extella you do. I see. Though I personally don't agree The risk is consummate with the reward, after all. Is good or bad is a matter of opinion. It is a compelling reason to go on. A master without a form or presence, serving one as you will be an interesting experience. Archer makes his present known, slightly mocking remark, somewhat tinged with concern. As a fellow string of 1-0s who has no business being here, I know how you feel. But you're an individual being, while his servants are drawn from shared data source. The difference is significant. I wonder if you could be. No, this isn't the time for conjecture. But for now, nothing changes between them. As for future, it'll take care of itself. Until then, just live as you want. To make futile or fight up until now would be considered a wasted effort. She's really trying to comfort me, or at least I think she is. Isn't she? I have no idea how to respond, so I try to flash her a winning smile. I hope it doesn't come across as a sardonic smirk. What was that? Was it my imagination, or Rin normally haughty expression slipped for a second? It was nothing. It just actually looked determined for once. Caught me off guard. Anyway, I decided to. Even if a miracle occurred and you won, you might not receive the promised reward. Knowing all this, you're still willing to take on Julius? You're ready to fight to the end? Of course. While I still have this lingering doubts, this is one thing that I can say with absolute confidence.
So,
See. Yeah, I guess that's the way things have to be. I'm glad you chose how you did. If you'd given up after all this, I would have killed you myself. Alright, enough about the past. From now on, we'll focus on the future. I nod in agreement and suddenly thank Rin for her concern and support. I'm sure she wanted to say that running was okay, and that there is no reason to continue fighting. But giving up now would be wrong. Now I must win the Holy Grail War in order to shape the future. Okay, our first order of business should be making preemptive strike against your enemy. Preemptive strike, what does she intend to do? First off, we need to something of the opponent's invisibility. To solve this pressing problem, I will make 3 traps for you to set in the arena. 1 react to talismans, 1 react to thaumaturgy, and 1 react to your enemy's chi. Whether using a spell, item, or whatever, we have to find a way to counteract it. Got it. And of course I agree with her that she suggested. Once I know you're in the arena, I'll pass to you more detailed instructions. Okay, we have a plan now. We'll have to do and play traps without Julius noticing. Found the antique coin. I knew you could count on you. Babylonian coin. During this rifle alone. Oh, by the way, your wonderful teacher did a favor to ask. Care to listen? Not all that enthusiastic, but whatever. This time around, the memory contains a few delicacies I've been yet to try. The first being lobster. I've never had lobster before. Get one for me, and you'll find yourself well rewarded. Don't forget that I need a lobster. Bring one to me during the 5th round, okay? Yep. Yeah. Alright, let's keep her walking. The 5th Chimeric Lunar Sea, 5th floor, level 28. So you finally made your way to the arena. Okay, now here's what I need you to do. First, here's a map of the arena's 2nd floor. I predict that Julius Company will follow this path. You will be setting the traps in 3 different locations along with the path I mentioned. Each trap test for a different thing, so they can't be set together. You'll choose the best places traps as you walk through the arena. Alright, get to it. She's already hacked the arena and mapped its layout. Her attention to detail is truly astonishing. I should take my time and careful so that all the first assistance of them go to waste.
気持ちを切り替える。
よし、作戦開始。あいつら
Okay.
まさ
More murder.
気を
Attack on 2. Ah. That one.
行けるところまで進めばあって困るものでもなし遠慮なくいただいておこう
Keep her walking, eh?
その辺りに歩いてみよし
Alright, let's go try
ト
here.
ラップを形成するわ
I'll send you an anti-artifact trap now. Once you get it, put it in your terminal against the field. Following Min's instructions, I touched my terminal to the field. It seems as if the trap code is being encoded into the reveal. The installation of the trap is complete. There's a simple interpreter. React to any equipment the server meant to use. If that server is using something, make himself invisible. This will let us know almost immediately.
オッケー次に行きましょう
来た
Victory.
行けるところまで進めばいいだろう
Attack? Is it just... Uh... Good job. Thanks, Archer. I should be able to get 28 very easily.
そこはトラップを
Instructions, I will touch this terminal with the ground. Whoop. Okay, installation complete. This trap will go off into the commentator to hide himself. I'm feeling the one most likely to work. Maybe.
よし次で最後ねまっすぐ行ってみて左に曲がって
There we go.
もん勝負 着をつけるとしよう
There we go. Nice and dead.
では進むとするか
そのフロがいいんじゃない
Ooh, ooh. Anti-spirit trap. Following the propaganda touch the ground, the data file trap is inserted into the field. Trap's disrupting spirit flows meridian, and then requires advanced martial arts technique or serious concentration will be settled. If I don't get your hopes up, I doubt it will happen. Really, it's impossible to become invisible without help, but it's not mature. Oh well, whatever.
作戦完了
Alright, mission complete.
大したことじゃないけど取っかかりにはなる
It isn't really all that much, but should give us some sort of clue. In this war, invisibility is invincibility. Being invisible
単純にして
gives him an overwhelming advantage.
じゃあ
Well,
私は明日に備え
I
て
guess all I could do is wait for tomorrow. Bye bye. Looks like the way to the next trigger is blocked. I should just head back now. Maybe we should stick around and get some training. We'll be getting some training in because there is a Nephilim around.
勝負
Honestly enough. think there's an Nephilim here on this day. Well, it says there is. There is not. Lovely. Doesn't really matter all that much. We don't have caster, so it's not a requirement for me to murder them. I love not getting experience. So much fun, eh? Ooh, that I think tells me actually quite a bit. I'm gonna fill out the area. Oh. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, we should still be able to finish it. I hope we be able to finish the day today. Rin and Archer's words have touched me. They fill my empty cup with water, so to speak. I have no way of knowing if the water is pure at this point. Even so, I can see where I need to go from here. Oh, you're looking more resolved than normal. Have you reached some kind of answer? Thought I was alone, but I couldn't have been more wrong. I've written Archer to lean on. I know that they want my inner resolve to well up on its own. Just knowing that, I feel a cup overflows. Although, it's up to me to make sure the water's pure. One thing taught me is that I shouldn't be ashamed even if I'm empty now. Archer gently smiles as I explain my heartfelt sentiments. Alright, now that I'm ready to fight, my next opponent is Julius, who's been an obstacle from the start. By the time I defeat him, I should be able to accept what I am. I only have 2 more days to prepare for my elimination battle. I need to learn the secret behind Julius' ability to conceal himself and then defeat it. In order to successfully pull off the plan I set in motion yesterday, I need to lay low. I should talk to Rin one last time and head into the arena. Good work setting the traps. You know what comes next, right? We need to drive Julius straight into those traps. And for that, I have a plan. Despite her battery entered Toad, it's obvious that Rin was being dead serious. I want you to go into the arena and set up a series of ambushes right next to the traps. If I manage to time it right, I should be able to force Julius to enter the arena. Rin will be doing that alone, without a servant. It'd be incredibly dangerous. She might get killed in the attempt. I gotta allow her to risk her life for such a mad plan. Oh, don't worry about me. I've been going alone so far. Why should I stop now? Seriously, relax. I'll make sure that everything goes as planned. However, none of this will matter if Rin is murdered by Julius. Although slightly startled by vehemence, Rin somehow silences me with just one of her glances. Please don't insult me. Unlike you, I've survived this situation way more lethal than this. This is another dangerous situation amongst many. Though don't worry, if I fail, I die. And I don't plan on dying just yet. And at the time, Julius will probably lose it, right? If I die or not, you'll come out ahead. As Rin continues to puddle on, I take her into my arms. She feels fragile in my embrace. Hey, what the hell are you... What am I doing? I don't even know. The fear I for this girl who can casually shrugs off death overwhelms me. It just that now hits me how cruel and vicious her daily life has been. What I do know about her, behind her cold, hateful facade, is a caring person worthy of respect. And even though I understand the necessity, I do not want to put Rin in any danger. Julius is the kind of person who would kill anyone in his way, especially someone like Rin. But I can't do this alone. For that reason, I cannot push Rin away. Idiot. That's the reason why I'm doing my best. Thank you. But this is how I am and how I will always be. Even if I'm no longer a master, well, I'm fighting until my last breath. But really, I don't plan on dying yet. You just concentrate on exploding Julius' servant. I can see her determination in her eyes. I have no choice but to match her strength. This plan will succeed, regardless of what may happen. There's actually apparently an event with Mark Bookshop. I've been searching Julius. I should have looked at the Harways as well, hence the library. The Harway family leads to a Western European plutocracy. It is a corporation with numerous subsidiaries that controls many nations and has its own army. About 30% of the world's land and 60% of the world's wealth based on GDP belong to the Harways. The Harways distribute the world's resources in both equally among the nations. That is their policy. That policy rubs certain groups the wrong way, and those groups retaliate with terrorist attacks. Oh, look who has returned. Zio, the next head of the Harway family. Maybe he can confirm some of the things I've just learned about the Harway family. For instance, do they really think that equal distribution of the world's wealth would lead to world peace? Of course it will, and of course we can do it. As long as the ruler who presides over it is perfect, the government will be fair and just. What must he think those who reject the Harway's ideas? Well, it's true that a little Western European plutocracy isn't perfect at the moment. Selfish, perverse individuals do reside within our hierarchy. Rin's displeasure is founded. But once I become the head, I will eradicate those cancers and usher in a new era of human history. A bold claim. He spoke without trepidation and without attachment to the current era that his plans discard. Now, give me a taste of you too, but I must be off. Please use the remaining time wisely. I'm actually going to double check the commissary real quick. See if there's anything new. Ah, it's the enhancement spike. I'm actually buying that. I'm also buying the dragon cloak. I don't really want the enhancement spike for this playthrough. I would like it just in case I ever use this account again. It also is useful for other circumstances, so maybe it'll be handy. Think of a lucky consequences of carelessness in the situation. Now the traps set. Okay. There is nothing we can do but wait and see if worth the effort. That's right. We've done as much preparation as we could. Now it's just a matter of following the plan. Are you in the arena yet? Go wait by you said where you set the traps and I'll drive Julius your way. Well, I'm worried about Rin's safety. That was focus on what I need to do now. I'd better hurry to hit the traps.
さて、始めようか。いいだろう。
Nicely done. Sadly, we're not really great experience because we are 20, we're 27, which means we're really close to the level of the arena. Look at that! How little that terrorist possibly plotting to do now. We won't be able to move until we have more information. But first, we must take care of that young girl. Now then, it seems to be that you've plotted something. I wonder what exactly. There's nothing particularly wrong. Let's go. Here we are. This is the place where the anti-artifact trap was set. If it reacts to Julius' servant, it means invisibility is a result of a talisman such as this noble phantasm. As I hide myself in the shadows and wait for Julius to pass by, I received a message from Rin. Julius entered the arena. The rest is up to you. Rin, all I can hear at the terminal now is static. She said Julius is heading this way, but what did Rin? We'll be here soon, so focus, Master. Don't worry, the girl isn't dead. She did what she... Now it's our turn to do the same. I have to calm down. Rin fulfilled her promise. Now it's for me to hold up my end. I cannot fail now. There's something wrong. No, I was momentarily distracted by this triviality. It's not worth it, spawning a fly off. I see. Nothing. If this one didn't react, it means invisibility isn't dependent on item or noble phantasm. Trap didn't trip. Yes, we could roll items and noble phantasm as the source of invisibility. Archer's right. It'd be a total disaster if the next trap triggered without us being here. We have to move quickly. Attack. Break to start. You are you out of place? It does have one, and it's really stupid. Turned out it was. They are indeed very stupid. By the way, you can actually just decide to walk back. There's no real problem. If you do, by the way. We made it. This is where we set the second trap, the one set to react to thaumaturgy. Just like before, I hide in the shadows and wait for Julius to arrive. It seems they are here. I can feel the presence of that master, but I cannot see them. Perhaps they hope to ambush us. That could be the case. So do we withdraw, Julius? Remember that even a mouse will fight when cornered. No need. I'm still on edge after the skirmish with tiresome girl. If a foe is here, I will crush them. You seem obsessed with our enemy, but then again, you two couldn't possibly be more different from. Is there something wrong? Almost as if you were a replant, Julius' servant stopped and then glanced in my direction. My feet suddenly feel like they're being nailed to the ground. Blood freezes in my veins. No, it is nothing. You seem to be aching for a fight, far be me to dampen your enthusiasm. Do they actually overlook us? Or are they trying to toy with us, striking a potentially fatal blow? As they move on, my paralysis fades away, and leaving clenched fists drenched in sweat. As I take a deep breath, I realize that the trap didn't react in any way. But the servant is in thaumaturgy. Only one trap remains. Hopefully the third one is the charm. At any rate, I need to hurry to where the trap is set. This is the third and final trap, the anti-spirit trap. If we can't break through its ability by disrupting his chi, pretty much dead. Here they come. Not this again. What disappointment. I guess they aren't smart enough to... Such things don't affect... Irritate us. Do you know where they are hiding? This trap. I see you mentioned with the heavens and the earth. What is happening? Truly amazing, most excellent. It seems our enemy's ally with a magus of the highest order. This trap is all the divinities of Tao. To force my chi back into myself is quite an accomplishment. As is obvious, you've overcome my concealment, and the injury you've inflicted will take days to heal. This isn't a time for mirth. Be alert for the enemy that is about to be close by. There's no need for you to panic, Julius. Our enemies are right there, close enough to reach and touch. He knows we are here. That glance was random at all. The scissors smiles from the servant's lips. In contrast, Julius' expression remains frozen, but the terror in his presence causes courses through me. I see. So it is was his martial arts ability that let him restrict the chi and hide his presence. That's something you don't see every day. I wonder if he's a genuine martial arts master. I must respect the fact that he decided to fight rather than flee. Very well, my class is Assassin. Once again, I commit defeating my concealment. No opponent has managed to do that before now. And despite my class, I will never say that any life is worthless. If it's I to target, I'd rather it be a lion than a rat. But still, I am doomed to do only evil. So you finally divulged your class. But sure, talk a whole lot for an assassin. It was only in my latter years that I embraced the art of conversation. When I originally looked to do now, I distanced myself from the work. Though, I was excited. Well, even then. Alright, back on the mistakes, because I chose to take the role as master, but of assassin. Prepare to choose shame to face the master that trained me. It's as if no one ever truly trained me. All things considered, there is no more fitting title for a man such as I. Oh god, what a pain in the ass. The only thing worse than an assassin is a devious assassin. But this isn't the time to complain of one's enemy. Let's go. You'll have the eternity to talk to yourself. You have a definite way to words. Very well, allow me to how truly skilled I am. I cannot maintain this form for long, but I will at least bestow upon you the torment of hell itself.
このやつ、ここからが本番か。小細工など無意味だぞ。おう、子供騙しなら踏み砕くのみだ。
There we go.
未熟カンフーが足りぬよ。どれ、しばしか。ほら、ブナを持って。退路はない。推し進め、マスター。
The height of true power is servant of the bow. This is going to be the full extent of your powers. Tempered by the system, Julius can only bellow at the seriously winded archer. Did I expect too much from you? Is this your full potential? I will take your life in 2 days hence. I would not understand. How did they survive confrontation with an assassin with such little ability? The only reason Leo designed to notice you is the fact that you are one of the masses. However, I still ask why. There's still something about you that truly irritates me. Never mind, I just don't care. The elimination battle will come soon. Is when this farce will end. The final words, Julius and his servant fade away, as if they were swallowed in surrounding darkness. The pressure seems to crush everything. The area fades. Tired, being screams of exhaustion. I take a deep breath and look over Archer, who's standing beside me with a serious expression. Sorry about letting them escape. This fight's going to be tough. See, as some of my skills are still sealed. Archer continues to mumble, seem oblivious to my presence. While trying to decipher the mutterings, my treble decides to chime. Are you still among the living? Rin says she is in some pain, but surprisingly, there's a genuine warmth in her voice. All that matters is that she's alive. I'm overcome with emotion, hearing the girl grip my terminal to keep my hands from shaking. Are you okay, Rin? Yeah, more or less. I had to burn through all of my protective programs, though. But I'm still alive, so no worries. More importantly, how did our plan go? Thanks to you, Rin, we reveal with the anti-spirit trap you created. With what we discovered, we should be able to fight them. I see, good. I'll restore full access to the arena for you now. But I don't feel you have to push yourself today. Sorry to bail on you, but really need to get some sleep. I'll catch up with you tomorrow. With that, I can forge ahead to the areas beyond here. The entity of Servant and Archer's behavior concerned me, but I have no time to look into it. I have to keep moving forward. Being sure, don't forget to track down the triggers. Matrix level 3. Guard on 2? Oh. Okay, it's probably this one then. Yeah, less. We will need to still use projections against the Nephilim here. And dead. Load state. Fortification. Beacon. Fatigue. Unintentionally, King. Oh my lord, I unintentionally just called that. I did not intend that. That was. I don't even look at his stuff. Oh, that was great. I'm just going off of gut instinct. Break attack. Oh. Nice and dead. Well, okay, those don't give me that bad experience. 500 is not good, but it's okay. It's reachable. It's not the Blazing Souls where they could be like 300. It's just not really worth it. Yeah, still getting like cheeky amounts of experience. It's still good, but still would much prefer to have full experience. Some kind of fake? No. Oh, sandstorms are painful. Should live one round, so. There you go. They can be a bit of a pain because they're a bit. Once again, they're similar to the other crane enemies that are like that. if you don't necessarily have a full idea what they're going to do, you really are going to suffer.
先に進
Like that. And I didn't save state beforehand. Oh, that's gonna suck.
止めはしないな
Notification.
承知マスター
Oh, nice. Good. You still beat it easily enough. So I'm going to save state here.
割が合わん押し切られるかと思ったぞ いいだろう 行けるところまで進めばいいさ回復感謝する
Okay, that should be pretty decent. Up we go. Up we go again. Keep on walking. Pick up this return crystal.
ひどい中身だ詐欺じゃないのかこれ
Oh, nice. Called it.
足止めを食らったな急ごうあって困るものでもなし遠慮なくいただいておこう
Just to give myself a little bit more MP.
いいだろう マスターいくぞいいものと巡り合えた大事にしようマスター 休んでる暇はないぞ いい調子だ任せたぞマスター
Nice job. Nice job.
割が合わん押し切られるかと思ったぞ感謝するいざ
Okay. You.
勝負決着をつけるとしよういいし
Nice job.
その調子だ勝負
Nice job. Nice job. Nice job.
先に進もうマスター
Need to like pick up some extra healing items probably, but
いざいいだ
Oh my lord, this is getting annoying.
く割が合わん。押し切られるかと思ったぞ。
The problem with the sandstorms is that their skill can cause paralysis.
勝負。
What I should do to avoid any issues is after each like kind of little area, so I don't have to go keep walking.
勝負。
We basically just give myself a little modifier of a quick save state, because the one flaw with this game is that you have to basically like go through the entire day again in the dungeon, and the dungeons are so large it's just not justifiable to do so. That works. That's fine.
休んでいる暇はないぞ。マスターぶりも板についてきたようだ。いいものと巡り合えた。大事にしよう、マスター。
And to be fair, a little bit of this difficulty is self-inflicted because I'm not using a skill point immediately.
先に進むのか。止めはしない。勝負。
Yeah, that's why we at the save state. And also, yeah, like I hate their protest. It's so annoying. Their skill, because it's just no, you have paralysis. And what paralysis does, by the way, it randomly inhibits 2 of your fight positions. Like, thing is with sandstorm is that they can either die really easily, or they're an absolute pain. Not before I use the attack. I'll use a prayer ether, it's not a big deal. There you go, nice and good. But I'm not gonna, like... Nice. Now it's not really, they're not really worth fighting, so I wouldn't fight them anyway. Quickly use a fragment. That should be good.
勝負
There we go. Excellent. We finally reached the point we were at. Good. There's an elixir. I really don't want to use them too often because you only get like 3. And they're really good, but
強敵が多いよ
you only get 3.
戦うのなら慎重にらしくなってくるマスター
Yeah, nice and done. Recently did a playthrough with Saber,
経験値稼ぎには
and yeah, these guys
いざ
fall like butter. But that's your strength stat is so high at this point.
役をつけるとしよう承知なるほどそうではないかそう全く割が合わん
Trigger. Ah,
まったく厄介者だぜ 探索はここまでだな
that's enough exploring. We're good. Let's go. Yes, the plan succeeded in the form of Julius. The servant was finally revealed. He obfuscates his presence, going seemingly invisible by melting into his environment. Now I know that he does it, but I don't know if I can win. Today's the last day of the prep period. Tomorrow I'll settle the score with Julius. I should do everything I can, just so I have no regrets. So worried about Rin. I should thank her for yesterday. First things first, we're gonna go to the commissary. Why? Because we're gonna pick up some ether crystals. We don't really need anything else. And in the lobster. Go up. I forgot to congratulate you yesterday. Nice work. Oh, thanks to Rin, having hearing the pain voice yesterday. Worried about her. Well, we did go for a second, but don't worry. I've had worse injuries. Injury? I knew I shouldn't have let her put herself in harm's way. I said don't worry about it. I knew enough about Julius to avoid the worst of his tricks. Even being focused on evading him as I was, I knew I needed to survive at least one hit. But enough about me. Did you get a good look at the servant? Figure out who he is? Julius' servant, I didn't uncover his identity, but I was able to break through his ability to hide, disrupting his chi. Impressive. He must be a kung fu master whose skill in concealment allows him to become one with nature. Julius' servant is probably a heroic spirit with martial art pedigree. A kung fu master. That would explain his fighting style. If his mastery of kung fu is that advanced, it should make it easier to discern his identity. Today is your last full day to prepare, so get to it. We fit in Julius after all. With that, Rin turns and walks away. They would last full day to prepare. I'd better make the most of it. Train the arena, then head to the chapel. There's so much I need to do. We're Rin down here. Basically, it's if they have questions. By the way, this is not Ranny in the Ranny route either. This is also Rin in that route as well. So, fun fact, I just decided to skip all that because it's general conversation that doesn't actually matter. do the second block, which I will want to get using save states because I don't want to do this shit. We're gonna have a slightly different strategy for the boss this time. We're gonna use hacks and such again, but only specific hacks. That's to keep my MP from being drained. You're not worth my time. I'm gonna try and get 29 because 29. Oh, Archer's chatting. Reference. To be fair, Archer is an entire bucket of references to Fate's Day Night. Because obviously the Invisible Sword with King Arthur. Like, yeah, like, okay, it was actually an even fight, but it doesn't matter. It's fine. You know, the place just a tire long. It lets you stuck around in this jungle for so long as you have. Okay, I still did pretty okay, all things considered. But, just in case, we're gonna keep doing it. Thankfully, you don't need to do a save state for the elimination battle. You just redo it. I just got hit by attacks. Fine. Yeah, not bad up to an experience? Yep. Pretty much. Just in case. There you go. Those are the types of fights I want. Oh, you shouldn't have. Oh, so nice. So nice of you to give me a perfect streak. I just went brrr. To be fair, that was actually relatively risky of me, but I still did it anyway. I'm a level above the arena, and that's really all I care about. I'm ready for the fight of the Lunar. We've killed the enemy's trump card. That's enemy master's magic circuits and serve its strength. Now look at what Archer gazing at me kindly. He's stretched to say if he looks happy, but his eyes are mirthful as he gives me a big sigh. What? You probably didn't know you were making it, but I like the expression you made. Sure determination, calm resolve, eyes that have seen death. You're not a half a person anymore. Yeah. That's why I have something. It's time, Master. I want to give my all in the next fight, so I'm done saving my trump card. Giving it his all. In other words, he intends to use his ultimate attack to serve his noble phantasm. The noble phantasm shouldn't be revealed for our final enemy, though. But Archer himself proposed it. Now I will truly become his master. I'll leave the timing up to you. In this elimination battle, guy, he has your sword, not your knight. All the decisions are in your hands. Even with my noble phantasm, the enemy is more powerful than us. We may only get one chance to win. And then he discloses the name of the noble phantasm, as well as his true name. His noble phantasm sounds peculiar, and his true name is mysterious, but I cannot dwell on them at the moment. My heroic spirit is truly a blade to defend me. Now that I know, we'll defeat those assassins. Matrix, level 2. We'll go over that. Julius Harway. Archer. No name. The Unlimited Blade Works, universe of endless blades. This noble phantasm is not used directly wielded as a weapon. Rather, it is a powerful reality marble that focuses one's inner being and projects it into the real world. The reality that this particular skill creates is that of a magus who devoted their life to mastering the art of sword. It makes available to the user every sword type weapon ever encountered by that magus in their lifetime. Which, by the way, in the case of Shiro fucking Emiya, is a lot. Like, it's actually quite a bit. Today's elimination battle. In case you forget, come to the first floor when you're ready. Reminder, when he leaves, elimination battle is here. Drivers putting shit, make final preparations, outfitted the commissary, sorting out information in my room. And of course, attempting to ditch. Instead of Shockwave Second Strike, we're going to go back, very sadly, to the Exorcist Blade, which is going to drop my MP quite a bit. But it's going to be pretty much required in this fight. Organize my information. Enemy strong yet, without a doubt. Yet I have a piece together, nation I know, I might survive a little longer against it. Julius Belskis Harway, Harway's family assassin, and enemy since day one. Archer was fooled by his servant's ability to obfuscate his presence. Julius's servant could obfuscate his presence, which allowed him to take Archer in one blow. Then Julius' servant attacked again. Archer saw through the attack. The attack was magic circuit disruption. Right, from his attack I deduced the enemy special form of martial arts. After witnessing him in action, I have no doubt he's a master. In one blow, he skews the target's nervous and circulatory systems, as well as their magic circuits. Julius' servant claimed technique so effective the second strike was needless. For anyone with a sense presence, that would be indeed a one-hit KO. To get around this invisibility, we set up traps to disable it. Thanks to traps, we learned the source of its invisibility was martial arts technique. Level 4. Right. It's a Bashikwan technique based becoming one with the universe called concealment. It is also the sign that Julius' servant reached the level of Kung Fu that few martial artists ever do. In other words, Julius' servant was a Kung Fu master. There's only one Kung Fu master in history who claimed he needed no second strike. Li Xuan, called the master of the Demon Fist, he was both a valorous martial artist and assassin. Julius is a professional assassin. He knows the heck more about killing than I do. On top of that, his servant is a martial arts master. They are a match made in heaven. I wonder how long it'll last against the two of them. Hey, he gave us an elixir. We'll be saying on the first floor because I don't have I didn't do the chapel yet. Go to the chapel. We will indeed do an alteration. Few points in strength. I'm gonna up that. I'm gonna finally up his debt. That to actually matter. I am one off from the Rings of Heaven. I am upset. Nevertheless, that's still good. Archer having defense, relatively high defense, should help. Before we go into battle, I'm going to go take a quick break because I need to go grab something to drink. I'm going to put both of those on the screen so that people who want them can get them. I will be back momentarily. Reminder to all people that you should every so often get up and move around. Crack it open. Oh, cool. Yeah. There are certain things you hear and certain things you don't that I have to go mess with, because, once again, things are being messed with. You will enter the Colosseum and confront the opposing master. Enter the Colosseum. One second. Even after all those attacks, the fire inside you still see the burning brightly. What a pleasant surprise. You've improved much since we last met in the sealed space. This house, please refrain from idle banter. Relax, it's made a conversation. Getting to know your opponent is ultimate luxury. My foes usually crumble with a single blow from my fist, so I find this holy grail war truly enjoyable. Originally, the martial arts fight for one's life, with the weight of years behind one's fist. The opportunity for two people to face each other and try to crush each other's lives comes but rarely. Would you agree with me? The way it looks like you have something you would like to say to my master. Master of concealment and strongest whole time must have sought in my mien. There's definitely something I want to say to Julius, for whom I have several mysterious connections to, but for what purpose do you fight? For what purpose? The basis makes its holy grail safe. That's the purpose. What are you trying to get at anyway? You don't really care. Even what you say is true. It does not. Let's question the truth of my words. Leo the next in the Harway family, and I'm simply meeting my responsibility as a family member. There might have been at one point, but I don't remember what it could have been. A low roar begins to sound, and the elevator comes to a halt. Enough, let's settle this. Understood. There are only a few battles remaining. Let's make the most ones that lie ahead. At one sudden move, the man clad in all black turns around. Those dark, mistless eyes scare the hell out of me. They no longer have any effect. Meeting his gaze, I step into the Colosseum. With our newly powered up archer, there's no way we can lose. You are strong. Let's compare our strength. Show me what lies beyond your perfection. So you finally shown your fangs, where your weak to fist around. You're strong, but you can bet I'll surpass you this time. Let's do it. Indeed, my fist needs no second strike. As if you could defeat us. In one strike, you will understand my martial arts prowess. Nope. Leave this to me. Live or die by the sword. Matrix, level E. Well, thing is, I know what he's going to do this turn. He almost always uses his Noble Phantasm on the second attack. Fail. Yeah, that's a double Phantasm, by the way. You can only fail a Super Phantasm if you stop him from using Focus Chi.
つまらんな。ユリウスよ、少し遊ぶか。ジギはどこまで行ってもジギだ。終わりにしよう。任せろ。死が式を収めるか。県境はわしより。
There we go. Got up to 4.
未熟未熟。カンフーが足りぬよ。任せろ。死が式を収めるか。
I'd rather you didn't. Seal my guard. Yes. Ah, damn it. He even crit. That was his. Once again. Fortification. Now that I know that's... Stun. Fail. Nope. Try again. The problem with this is actually a relatively hard fight because of the way it's done. I'll use a pre-protection there. Fine. Now we're good. I think that's the. I think that's it. Should I?
So, as I pray, unlimited blade works. しばし気を収めるか。楽しむなアサシン。いい加減本気を出せ。
Yeah, I'll use an elixir. Why not? By the way, yeah. The UBW here lasts for 3 turns. No, 2 turns.
見事な討論であった。
It significantly increases his production amount. Now, Caster's Noble Phantasm is just broken. Basically, what it does on the first turn, that'll be decided, is basically for the entire fight. No, for 1 round, you don't use any MP for spells, which is incredibly broken. Where this walks Julius aside as he speaks. The black-clad harbinger of death has fallen to one knee and crushes to the ground. Julius, I won't insult you with excuses, but I will give you my thanks. It's been a long time since I've been in the world. Thanks to you, I was able to fight again. Glances on Julius' hand, flashes red, and starts to vanish. You've reached your final moment. Raise your head. What's wrong, Julius? I can't die yet. The scream that sounds like wrenches his heart echoes in the chamber. What are you? I cannot die like this. He clasps his hands together in prayer and continues to deliver his scream. A strange light, cold eyes, blazes, madness or what? Just begins reciting words that sound like a code or spell in an anguished tone. His reckless opposition to the system causes him so much pain he cannot stop screaming. Knees bent, face twisted in pain and defiance, he nevertheless faces imminent deletion. It is a shamefully uncharacteristic display of desperation, and then the look in his eyes as he throws his head back and cries out in pure madness. After the flash of light, the two of them have disappeared without a trace. I wonder what happened to Julius. I have no idea. All I know is that he is gone. It means that I am the winner of the fifth round. I'm starting to feel like the end of the goal is in sight. For a change, I feel invigorated. As I return to the school building from the battlefield, I close my eyes and empty my exhausted mind. The thrill of victory, the agony of Julius' scream, and the sense of lingering presence, all gone. Suddenly I notice there's a person in front of me. It's Leo. I defeated Julius, his brother. What makes up that Leo would be here? He would want to know the results from the battle. I did not expect you to defeat my brother. I am shocked, honestly. This changes my opinion of you. You are strong. I see that now. Leo's voice is detached. It's not betraying any emotion. As far as I can tell, he doesn't seem to be harboring any feelings of revenge, hate, or the like. I'm not sure what I should ask, but I sure can't stop myself. That's no question. Why would I resent you? People die in battles. This time around, it just so happened to be my older brother. That is all. The only noteworthy thing is that you exceeded my expectations. I think his words are sincere. Leo's tone of voice, body language, facial expression back up what he's saying. The only thing that's different is that I see you in a changed light. I can finally see we are a fine and proper enemy. So much heat in that gaze. Leo is softly spun, like usual. This time, like this. I don't want to stay here anymore. I don't want to face Leo anymore. Just as if his eyes were sun, gentle yet searing. Like my skin being burnt away, Leo's emotions really did change. He's never shown such emotion before. Why did he choose to show it to me, of all people? Me, a stranger, me, his future enemy. That's right, perhaps you'll end up being my final opponent. That's kind of sort of exciting. I look forward to it if it happens. Well then, I look forward to when we meet you on the battlefield. That said, Leo left. As soon as he was gone, my back tinged. Let's check it out. I find my clothes are sticking to sweat on my back. Leo is as unrelenting as Julius, not as obviously sinister, as if the north wind and the sun. I feel like Leo is more advanced than me for sure. The sun sets, and the sky is the king of the world, the chosen one. I've never thought about how far away it is before, hopelessly far. But eventually, I have to reach out and fight it, because only one person can obtain the Holy Grail. Right with Julius is over. We're able to defeat him thanks to the Archer's noble phantasm. Archer's defined. I blaze, the one that filled the abstract world. But his true name... Man, you were easy to read. Are you really that curious about my true name? Well, wouldn't I be curious? Servants are supposed to be famous historical figures. Why does Archer mean that he's nameless? Archer's level 3. That's what I mean. I'm not a proper servant. I'm a heroic spirit, but not a hero. More like a maid. I don't have something fancy like a name. Well, I do have a name for when I was human, but that name has no meaning to it. I have no true name, no name at all. I'm just a nameless heroic spirit. So it's the nature of heroic spirit. It says something that Archer's nameless, I guess. I believe Archer referred to himself in third person when talking about his life as a human. It is as if he wants to detach himself from who he was as a person. It's not that complicated. You see, all heroes are carpenters. One simple definition. One human saves another. Heroes are ideals, embodiment of human morality. People who walk the path of human righteousness are called heroes. Those who have no moral compass are not heroes, but self-serving automatons. In this virtual world, we're all automatons, but that's another matter. They're just saying a hero can't just save other people. They have to try to save themselves. There's a mechanic. Others is no better than a machine. No one can relate to that. Then what about Archer? Was he and protect the world used to protect people? No, I can't say what it would protect these hands of mine, just those who cannot be saved and be ostracized. More like an amputation. A doctor sever the affected area to preserve the life of the patient. Disappoint you? That's the sort of servant you call.
私は鉄を鍛え
The
る
person who tempers iron, not a person who
人
saves
を
it.
これは
That's all.
それだ
Don't
け
feel sorry for me. Now let's do a scheduled insult latent dungeon
使う
crawl.
べきものだ以前の私は
Just follow
これとい
me.
った才能もない
I'll never get tired of watching a sorry, talentless bastard like you struggle. Archer gives a mean smirk, uses knife like usual. No, it's more biting than usual. He's probably asserting that nothing is changing between us just because I know his training. But it's still on my mind. Just like what he said, I don't have talent. That's when my predicament feels personal. I should have died from the prelims, but instead was responded by a nameless servant. When I summoned him, he said, I see. It's not like I get a say. I've been called by yet another odd master. I should be used to it by now. I remember Archer grumbling. I don't remember what happened after that too well. I feel like he said something really important couched in strict yet compassionate tones. Archer didn't make a contract with me just because he had no choice. Back then, I feel like that he would help fight with this helpless master as a human. Li Xuan, no second strike. Strength B, C, A, E, and E. An archer. Mind's Eye True. This is a heightened sense of awareness honed by and refined through experience. It makes one capable of making calm and rational decisions on the field of battle, regardless of the surrounding dangers. Basically, Mind's Eye True is one made by experience, and the false is basically you're given it. Without a name, a fictional heroic spirit, a faker. The remnants of a person who spent his human life in pursuit of justice. While the man who spawned this heroic spirit was once a real living being, the slow passage of time has completely erased his entire existence from the records of human history. The weapons he uses in battle are not technically real, but they are created using the automaton technique called protection. All of the weapons he disposal are simply manifestations of those he's seen with his mind's eye and then materialized in a real world. We don't have everything yet. There is 2 things we have yet to get from him. And we can get those relatively easily. I see with my own eyes. Killing each other is inevitable. Whether family, neighbors, or enemies. That is the reality of human nature. We consume, devour, destroy. However, that is so. And there be meaning in battle. Sixth week. 6th selection. 4 combatants remain. The next combatants will be announced at the second floor bulletin board. Which, this will be the last, but just like always, this will be where we save. Boom, round 6. Oh, round 6 is long. Because round 5 and 7 are pretty short. But that's just due to their nature. Round 6 can be a bit long. Just because it's also because of how it works. But it can also be a bit shorter depending on how fast you do it. So we shall see. Nevertheless, have to figure out what we're going to do though, shall we? Reminder that it'll be Minecraft Tuesday tomorrow. Okay, today technically, but you get my point. Also, this stream was a little bit longer than normal, but not by that much, so it's not too bad. It makes up for me ditching on Saturday. Nevertheless, is there anyone streaming? There is not. Sad. Oh well. I wish you all best of luck.